is sponsored by PrinceNaseem.com. All the officials have been appointed by the British Boxing Border Control, and here present with us at ringside, our two supervisors are John Jarrett and Fred Potter. Timekeeper is Arnold Bryson, and our referee in charge of the action, one of the leading referees in the world today, is star referee Mickey Van. They are the officials, and here are the contestants. Firstly, introducing to you, fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing the red trunks trimmed with white, black and green. He weighed in at 11 stone, 8.5 pounds, and brings a 10-fight record. 8 wins, 3 inside the scheduled distance, and only 2 defeats. He's fighting out of the All-Stars gym, and he is from Camden Town, originally from Syria. Please welcome Hussain Osman. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, he is wearing the white trunks trimmed with red, weighing in at 10 stone, 13 pounds and 1/4. He brings a 12-fight record, 11 wins, 10 inside the scheduled distance, and only 1 defeat. He comes to the ring as the reigning Commonwealth light middleweight champion from Stockwell, South London. Please welcome the Secret, Richard Williams. Well, sports fans and Sky fans, this is 10 rounds of boxing in the light middleweight division.
Refereed by Mickey Van, about to give his final instructions.
Okay, boys, you both had your instructions in the dressing room, right? I want no naughties with the head. All right, shake hands, buddy corners. Good luck.
Well, it's been difficult for Richard Williams. Up until about 2 hours ago, he didn't know who he was going to be fighting tonight. He'd prepared to meet the man from Zimbabwe, Godfrey Musaiwa. Other names were mentioned, but this is the man in the opposite corner now. But he was, Osman, it has to be said, knocked out in 2 rounds by prospect Gary Lockett at Wembley in March. Will Williams do something similar?
Second round, round 1.
First round, Richard Williams from Stockwell in South London with the white trunks. 31 rounds in 12 fights. That's all it's taken him. He's a smooth, rhythmic combination puncher. But he is giving away half a stone and more here in weight. I think he's just going to have a little look, maybe, at Hussain Osman early on. Osman is from Camden Town in North London, though born in Syria.
Well, Williams likes to get the job done, likes to get it done quickly, but he just did well just to have a look at Osman, just feel the power before he tries too much.
There's a good left hand early from Williams, and that seemed to rock Osman straight away. Osman has won 8 out of 10 in his career, but he was out on his feet when he fought a fellow called George Foreman. No, not him. A Ghanaian. Wasn't giving away that much weight.
He would have been out on his feet, wouldn't he?
Would have been. Williams, who's been out of the ring for 4 months after suffering from what's generally described as a mystery virus. He needed an inhaler. He's having breathing problems just at a time when they wanted to get busy within the matchroom team. So he might have to just feel his way back into things a little.
Well, the problem for Williams here could be, concentration. Just fighting on paper a lesser opponent. He mightn't be mentally as prepared as he should be. Mightn't be as sharp or as focused.
Just looks like a reconnaissance mission early on from Williams.
What he has to do early is he has to let Osman feel the power. Not let Osman get too confident in there.
Well, he's done it once. Strange little mannerism with the right hand, Williams. I don't know if there's any problem there, or whether that's just some kind of idiosyncrasy of his. There, he does it again.
It just flicks it out, almost like just to shake it.
Osman hits the gloves with his left hand. Struggling for his timing early on here. Williams was 30 years of age last month. It was a quiet reintroduction to the ring for Richard Williams, whose trainer, by the way, James Cook, a bit nervous backstage apparently. All his fighters got beaten at the Elephant and Castle over the weekend.
Well, that puts you in a negative mood, and obviously, you know, he wants a good win here, so he's bound to be a little bit nervous. Also, Williams been out for a while.
Richard Williams, who'd never heard of Hartlepool until they told him he was fighting here, but he likes it well enough. In the white trunks, the Commonwealth champion, the title not at stake here because Osman is not inside the 11-stone limit, not by a long chalk.
He couldn't really not like the Northeast, could he?
Of course not.
Well, he needs to just start doing a bit more. He's letting Osman just grow on a bit of confidence. Osman doing more in the first round. And Williams very quiet, now needs to start to go through the gears.
This is important. He continues to make the excellent impression that he did against Tony Badir when he got the whole of the British boxing world talking about him. It's one of those performances where people were ringing each other up the next day and said, did you see that Richard Williams last night?
Well, this is where he's got to carry it on. Hasn't just got to people to think that was just a fluke. He's got to keep the good boxing going, the good results going.
I don't know whether he might feel as if he could just use a few rounds in the ring. Well, Osman's giving it a good go. He's not landing with much. He's throwing leather all right.
Well, you've still got to remember, Williams not very experienced. And he's giving away quite a bit of weight here.
Good right hand there, though. Just clipping Osman. Just looking to find his timing more than anything, Williams. Just needs to go through the gears a little. Maybe just needs to do a little more, as Glenn was suggesting, to discourage Hussain Osman, who's come in as very much the late substitute, though he was due to fight, remember, tonight, so it wasn't as if he was out of condition somewhere and been dredged up from nowhere.
I think motivation could be the big problem for Williams, just not being as sharp as he should be.
No, that was sharp enough, right on cue.
He must have heard me there.
Yeah, I think he did, yeah. It was a good shot thrown instinctively, just a little glimpse of what he can do.
Well, Osman's throwing plenty, but Williams got his hands up well, catching most of the shots on his gloves.
Williams is one of two top light middleweights that Matchroom have at the moment. The other is Steve Roberts, who had a win the other night. Not a spectacular win, but he's on a good streak. Quiet, second round.
You are cordially invited to spend a night.
Which we've seen from him of late. He was pretty explosive on the night he beat the journeyman Howard Clark in 4 rounds too, and just going down there. Sharp little right hand from Williams. Suddenly explodes into life. Mickey Van asks him if he's all right. Osman knows enough about it to smile as he gives his reply. Now, does Williams feel here as if he's had a long enough look?
Well, Osman's felt the power. He's on the retreat a bit here. Just starting to panic. Osman. Williams very cool, just hunting him down.
hitting the gloves a lot with his jab, Williams. I think you're right, he doesn't look over hyped up for this, does he?
No, that's a problem, mental sharpness, and I think, you know, that's all the problems he's had. Just getting hit a bit there from Osman, who, you know, was trying to get his shots off.
Right hand sends Osman into reverse gear. Williams, remember, has never gone beyond 4 rounds. We're in the 3rd. That's a good effort, this, by Hussain Osman. Williams hasn't been able to do the job as quickly as the promising Gary Lockett did. He beat Osman in 2. It looked as if he just lost his balance there, but he certainly touched down with 1 knee. No knockdown.
You wonder if he does have any problem with his breathing, Williams. That has been a big factor over the last 4 months.
They were a little bit worried about him, I know, at Matchroom at one time. They were saying, we don't know whether he'll be back in weeks or months. Seems to have quite quickly cleared up, but that's a good point you raised there, Glenn. What effect that illness has had on him, whether he's completely been able to shake off the effects.
Yeah, something as bad as that's bound to have a, you know, a pretty big physical effect on the body, and you know, he's not as sharp as he should be here.
A couple of little right hands there. Still not the Richard Williams we saw 4 months ago, no doubt about it. James Cook and Don Davis in the corner. He beat Wayne Alexander in the London ABA final in 1995. Alexander, the big punching British champion, out this way. To rematch between these two somewhere down the road would be fun.
Yes, they're just touching down just briefly there. There's a sharp right hand. He jumped straight back up, but that was a good punch, which just shows the power. Just a single shot. And then just the later one where he did get caught with a left hook, but it wasn't that much.
Here's the 4th round. So Osman, coming in as a very, very late substitute, has done his job well. Poor Ozzy Duran, the Ghanaian London-based, who was flown up in a helicopter thinking he would fight Williams tonight, got here too late, unfortunately. So that's cost the promoters a bit of money for nothing. Couldn't get Oscar De La Hoya, apparently.
No, the helicopter ride just a bit too far.
Keeps on shaking that right hand. Don't remember him doing that before, do you?
I don't, but that maybe could be just trying to loosen it out. You know, he's not throwing it a lot. He's got it just by his head, so maybe just wanted to shake it out.
Have to ask him about that sometime. Looking for the body shots, and a little left hook close in from Williams, and a left hook to the body too, both finding their target. This is proving rather harder work than most of us thought it would for Williams.
Well, I think that, you know, the size, the very, you know, he's a big guy giving away weight, and that's got to have an effect. You know, it's not that easy. Even if he's better, it's still hard to give away weight.
Yes, theoretically, I suppose it lessens the effect of the power, doesn't it, if you're fighting a fellow who's half a stone and more heavier.
Yes, it does, and also still a little bit open mouth, Williams. I'm just wondering about that breathing. He just doesn't look that comfortable.
Apparently he's been inside the 11 stone though for about the last 10 days. So obviously training's gone all right. But sometimes when you get these debilitating illnesses, they can take months before your body's really back in proper shape.
That's right. You know, you're just on the offset, looks like it's over, but it could be right through the body. And he's just not himself in there.
Good right hand there from Osman, and borderline shot before that from Williams. Osman felt it was low. I thought it was right on the waistband myself.
Well, Osman doing well in this round, getting the shots off. Williams looking tired.
He does, doesn't he? Just a little bit worrying, this, for Richard Williams. So far, it's proving unexpectedly hard work for him.
With its intelligent protection system, the all-new Ford Mondeo is one of the safest places to be.
More live international rugby union for you. On Friday morning, we kick off the Lions Tour in Australia. 9 matches in all for you, including all 3 test matches, live and interactive for Sky Digital viewers. Our exclusively live coverage beginning Friday morning, 11 o'clock, the Lions against Western Australia. Here tonight, Richard Williams was said to need rounds, and he's getting them from the look of things.
Well, this is going to be the longest fight already of Richard Williams' professional career. This is his 13th professional fight tonight. He better hope it did not be unlucky 13. Tell you another thing, someone else has just mentioned to me while you were away on the break there. It is very hot in here. I wonder if he's having a problem with that as well.
Well, there's lots of things. You know, I think the size is one of the main things. You know, he's got someone who's taller, who's physically stronger, and you know, that's a big problem. You know,
he's caught him with the left hand there. Unsettled by that for a moment, but stays on his feet this time. Osman wants to mix it. Williams looking for a right hand, but this is a brave, gutsy effort by this Hussain Osman. He's caught by another left hand. He was spinning like a top for a moment there, sacked against the ropes, but came back firing again, and now he's got a cut by the left eye. Osman in this 5th round after that exchange.
And this has been a good effort, really gutsy. He knows there's nothing to lose, everything to gain here, and he is giving it his best, Osman.
Now, the referee wants to have a look at the cut. It'll be a shame if the fight had to be called off for this after everything that's happened today. Give it a wipe, says Mickey Van, who refereed the Lennox Lewis Frank Bruno open-air fight in Cardiff. Oh, that's all right, he says, you can go on. He looks a bit the worse for wear, mind you. Osman, he was blinking away almost through the blood there. Sorry if that sounds a bit gory for you at home, but that's exactly what he was doing.
Well, it's been a tough round. He's been caught with a good shot. He's had to fight back hard to hang in there. Got a cut as well, Osman, but he's shown a lot of guts.
Good body shot, left hand from Williams. Oh, another big left hook. Osman took that shot well, mind you, and still wanted to fire back. He really looks like he wants to take this big chance, this Hussain Osman here. It's a chance for him to make a name for himself. He's suddenly elevated to top of the bill at 2.5 hours notice, and he's giving it a right good go.
That's good to see, isn't it? You've got to see fighters come in, given their chance, and it just shows you what opportunities mean to fighters like Osman.
Unfortunately for the Williams supporters, it's not that convincing a performance, this one, is it?
It's not. Looks as if he might have a bit of problem around his own left eye and the nose bleeding. You know, he's certainly getting caught with shots, Williams.
Yes, he looks as laboured tonight as he did smooth and sharp last time out at Crawley in Sussex against Tony Badea, who was ranked number 19 in the world by the WBC at the time of that fight. That's how good a win it was.
Still with that mouth open a bit, Williams. Looks as if he's fighting for breath.
I think he's definitely struggling. You're right, Glenn, certainly with the fact that he's fighting a much heavier man and the fact that he's not really properly over the effects of that illness. I think the fact of the matter is we're not seeing the real Richard Williams tonight, are we?
Oh, we're definitely not. He hasn't got the sharpness. He's not as smooth. He's not going through the pace as he normally does. I think he started, you know, quite tentatively, and I think that's led Osman into the fight. It was a good left hook there. Showed his sharpness, but you know, that's where he looks good. Williams, when he lets the left hooks go like that.
But you see, a lot of people have been saying about Richard Williams, maybe this fellow's good enough to mix with the elite light middleweights of the world. I think the answer is not yet.
No, I don't think he is yet, certainly after that injury. That's just where the cut happened. Doesn't look too bad at this point, but it was definitely a clash of heads.
Punches landed in the fight, 80 each, says the computer.
Well, before the last round, I had this fight dead level. After the last one, I'll give Richard, he's 1 point ahead. Richard Williams on my card.
White trunks of Richard Williams from Stockwell on the London Tube's northern line, not far from the Oval Cricket Ground. We have to take his stamina on trust, of course, don't we?
That's right, that could be a big problem. We've never seen it. He's never gone past 4 rounds, so you know, what's he like if he's took into a fight, took into the later rounds?
Osman trying to get mobile. He's fresh from a first-round win over Lee Malloy of Liverpool last weekend at Bethnal Green, Osman. So he's not the sort of fellow who spends too long out of the gym by the sound of things.
Well, that's good, you know, he's mentally fresh, mentally sharp. He's keeping busy here.
Osman trained by Isola Akai, the All-Stars gym. He's only been a pro for 2 years. And I think whatever the result here tonight, his stock is going to go up for this good effort.
Oh, this is going to do the world of good. Throwing good punches here.
It's a lackluster Richard Williams at the moment. It's caught again. His defence just beginning to go to pieces a bit in this round. Breathing very, very heavily indeed. This is proving to be a real struggle. I have to say at the moment there's a danger of a real sensational upset here in domestic British boxing terms.
Yes, he's not looking good. Damage to the left eye. That's swelling for Williams. Looking very tight. Not getting the punches off. Osman busier.
Marked up around the face too a bit, Williams now. Still the cut left eye for Osman. Osman still full of fire. And I think that was his round. Welcome back to the Hartlepool Borough Hall. And Osman has thrown, look at that, 435 punches to Williams' 246. It's getting on for double, isn't it? He's landed a few more too.
Yes, his success rate is poor. He's missing with an awful lot, but he's still doing more.
Here's round 7. This is due to go 10, by the way. And a reminder that Richard Williams' Commonwealth light middleweight title is not on the line here. Maybe just as well.
Well, at this moment, not looking good for Williams. He looks very poor, not himself at all. And you wonder what the struggle is doing inside his head, what his confidence like, what his focus is like.
He's got a swollen left eye, which is showing little signs that it could close up, only could. Not easy for him, coming in against a very, very late substitute opponent.
Well, this is where we see really what he's made, Williams, when it's not going right, when things are going against him a little bit. You know, has he still got the talent on a bad night to pull it out?
Well, it's developing into that sort of night, isn't it? Where Williams has just got to think of somehow coming out of here with a win against his record and then get on with his career against proper light middleweights and not bigger guys like this. But look at Osman Heroes really beginning to fancy his chances now.
Yes, he's boxing well, keeping on the move. Then when he has to stand still, he's letting the punches go, then back on the move.
Williams is proving ominously easy to hit too. And that left eye is closing.
Yes, especially with the right hand. Osman having more success with that.
It's a tough night. Richard Williams' biggest fan is his mum, but she can't bear to watch the fight. She just has to ring up later and find out what went on. Richard will be glad she's not watching this one. Proving exceptionally hard work. He's only lost once before. That was in his 3rd fight against Michael Alexander, the southpaw from Doncaster 4 years ago. And he was out for 2 years after that. Worked repairing fax machines. Good right hand from Osman again there. Williams does look exceptionally tired. He looks like he's treading through treacle at times in there.
He does. He really looks as if he's got a problem in there. There's no sharpness, there's no snap. He can't get the punches going, getting beat to the shot off Osman.
Something's definitely wrong with Richard Williams, and one of the things that's wrong, to be fair, is the fact that he's up against a very, very fired up opponent in Hussain Osman.
The Citroen Zara Picasso. Free your mind.
We're back in Hartlepool tonight, the constituency of Peter Mandelson, who's up against local boxing manager Gus Robinson and others on Thursday.
Yep, and Richard Williams having all the trouble he can handle here off the late substitute Hussain Osman, walking in the right hands, and I've now got this fight 1 point ahead for Osman.
I've got it Williams just. I gave it 10-8, that 3rd round to him with the knockdown. You only scored that 10-9, didn't you?
I did. I didn't think he did that well throughout the rest of the round, even though he got the knockdown.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Live like you want to live. Red trunks, remember, of Hussain Osman, the late substitute. This is round 8. Osman actually boxed for Syria in the 1995 World Amateur Championships. Now Camden Town based. Can he sustain this effort? Williams trying to take the fight to him.
Well, problem for Osman is he hasn't trained for a 10-round fight. So, you know, is condition going to be a problem in the last couple of rounds?
Williams has trained for a 12-rounder. Not that he's ever had to go anything like this distance before. That's good combination punching from Williams there. Forces